this house had 3 posts on each beam, and we have 2 beams, so we had 6 posts, and they were basically a tree trunk, some large, some smaller. You can see a couple over here, some quite crooked, and then some that were square. You can see how it warped over time. So what we're doing is, and also the other thing we noticed is the whole house, the center of it, had dropped. So most likely it was probably up where it was supposed to be at one time, and then it dropped as these 3 or 6 posts went into the ground some. And you can see why it probably happened is at the base of the post, on each one, all we had was 1 stone.
Yep.
And this is actually one of the larger stones, but not very big, so it really didn't have a good weight distribute the load. So what we're doing is we're pouring 2 foot by 2 foot pads, and about 4 inches thick. We use 2x4s to make them. And what we're doing is, instead of 6 or 3 on each one, we're going to do 6 on each one, or 12
Yep, 1,
total.
2, 3.
So we're doubling up the number of posts.
Yep.
Now, since they're all in a line, it's not really going to hurt the space. We still got wide open space on each side. We'll just have these rows. So for right now, what we're doing is we're putting in temporary ones.
Yep.
There are these treated landscape posts, which we happen to have on hand. So we're utilizing them. And as we go, we're putting in the temporary ones, making the pads, letting the pads harden for a few weeks or a month. And we're gradually working through this. So after a year, we should have all of our pads made, all the temporary posts in. And then as we're going, we're trying to boost up the center gradually by pounding them in at an angle. And we'll have to use some jacks. And then we're going to gradually get this thing back up. I'm hoping 2 to 3 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, we're going to make some bigger posts. We'll use these treated because we have them on hand, but we're going to frame them in with some 2x6s, which we also have on hand because they're in the basement, as kind of a deck floor, which was kind of strange. So we're going to make a much beefier post and maybe even keep them doubled like this. I'm not sure. We have lots of lumber, so we're gonna probably go overboard, but I'd rather have them larger than we need anyways.
Yeah.
And we're doubling them up. So that's pretty much what we're doing to change out the posts and double them up. And one of the reasons this house probably had this issue, another reason is because the whole house had been jacked up 2 feet at one point. And
Yeah.
you can see where this is cut in here. That's where the post that's up there used to sit down in here. And
Yeah.
we can see that all the way around. So it would have been a low basement. You can see it over there also. Actually, it would have sat right here going by that one. So it's about 2 feet, a good 2 feet down. So instead of a 7-foot ceiling, we have a 9-foot ceiling about. And we're adding in support.
Very nice.